Something truly significant is happening in this country right now, and it's crucial that we stay connected. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my Substack. I'll leave a link below where you can read my latest article. It's more important than ever that we keep in touch through my newsletter, as there are major developments unfolding that directly impact our future. We've just seen yet another polling firm, this time BMG, confirm that Reform UK is now leading in the national polls, outpacing both the Labour Party and the Conservatives. This is a monumental shift in the political landscape. Additionally, Electoral Calculus has just released its monthly poll of polls, revealing that, for the first time ever, Reform UK is leading. Based on these numbers, Nigel Farage could very well become the next Prime Minister. Just think about how drastically things have changed since the last general election. The probability of a Reform minority government is now the most likely scenario. Reform is projected to be the largest party, narrowly overtaking both Labour and the Conservatives. This means that, at this moment, Reform UK is the most popular political party in the country. If a general election were held imminently, Reform UK would secure the highest number of seats. But why is this happening? What is fueling this dramatic shift in public opinion? There is a growing revolt among voters, who are increasingly dissatisfied with how this country has been governed by both major parties. The frustration primarily stems from the establishment's extreme mass immigration policies, unlike anything the UK has ever seen before. Nigel Farage has once again spoken out, emphasizing that immigration is the real driving force behind the ongoing housing crisis. The figures that have emerged this week paint a staggering picture. In 2024 alone, a total of 181,138 people have applied for asylum in the UK, marking the highest number ever recorded in any 12-month period since official records began. This represents an 18% increase compared to 2023. Furthermore, illegal migration numbers continue to rise, with a 19% increase in illegal arrivals. A shocking 84% of these arrivals came via small boats, a 25% rise compared to previous years. In total, 38,000 people are currently being housed in hotels, a situation that Labour had vowed to end, yet the reality is that the numbers are only increasing. To put things into perspective, last year alone, the Home Office awarded 850,000 long-term visas. This extreme immigration policy has been implemented by both Conservative and Labour governments, and it has reached a tipping point for many voters. This is at the heart of why Reform UK is now the most popular party in the country. People are fed up. They want a government that listens, that understands their concerns, and that takes action to protect their interests. This shift in public opinion is not just about immigration. It's about the broader dissatisfaction with how both major parties have handled the economy, public services, and national security. Many voters feel betrayed by politicians who have prioritized their own agendas over the will of the people. They are tired of empty promises and policies that do little to address the real issues facing everyday citizens. The rise of Reform UK signals a desire for real change, for leadership that isn't afraid to challenge the status quo. The media is struggling to keep up with this seismic shift in British politics. Mainstream outlets are attempting to downplay these polling results, but the reality is undeniable. Reform UK is no longer just a fringe movement. It is a dominant force in the political arena, and the numbers back that up. The establishment is being forced to take notice as more and more people turn their backs on the traditional parties. What does this mean for the next election? If these trends continue, we could see a political shake-up like never before. Reform UK has a real shot at reshaping the government and influencing major policy decisions. This is not just a temporary surge, it's a movement fueled by the frustrations of millions of people who feel unheard and overlooked. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you surprised by these polling results? Do you think Reform UK has what it takes to sustain this momentum? I'll continue to bring you the latest updates and analysis, so make sure to stay tuned. If you found this video informative, please give it a quick thumbs up. It really helps spread the message. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. The United Kingdom is no stranger to political turmoil, but recent developments have left the nation in shock, fueling public outrage like never before. A startling discovery has sent waves of concern throughout the country, and the response has been swift and unrelenting. Across cities and towns, voices are rising in protest, and a growing sense of unease is gripping the population. This isn't just another passing controversy. What has come to light threatens to shake the very foundations of trust in the system. People feel betrayed, and now, they are making sure their anger is heard loud and clear. The revelation at the heart of this uproar is nothing short of alarming. Reports indicate that something has been uncovered, something that wasn't meant for public knowledge. Whispers turned into headlines, and now, the entire nation is paying attention. Many feel this isn't just a minor issue, it's a blatant breach of the public's trust. With every new detail emerging, frustration is mounting, and faith in leadership is eroding. This is no longer about politics as usual. It's about accountability, transparency, and the right to know what is happening behind closed doors. Social media is ablaze with discussions, as people demand answers. The streets are witnessing increasing demonstrations, with citizens taking matters into their own hands, refusing to be silenced. Protesters are gathering in record numbers, chanting, holding signs, and calling for immediate action. For many, this moment represents more than just anger over a single revelation. It's a breaking point after years of growing dissatisfaction. There's a sense that this is different, that this is the time when people will no longer sit back and accept vague reassurances. What makes this situation even more alarming is the reaction, or lack thereof, from those in power. Initial attempts to dismiss concerns have only added fuel to the fire. Statements meant to calm the public have instead been met with skepticism and further scrutiny. Each carefully worded response is dissected by experts and the media, with many arguing that the truth is still being hidden. The more officials try to control the narrative, the more people push back, determined to uncover what is really going on. Experts and analysts are weighing in, warning that the situation could escalate if the concerns aren't addressed properly. Some are even comparing it to previous moments in UK history when public frustration reached a boiling point. Could this be one of those defining moments? Could this discovery mark the beginning of something much bigger? Many believe it already has. The growing unrest suggests that this is not an issue that will simply fade away. If anything, it's becoming stronger by the day. Meanwhile, major news outlets are covering the story from every angle, with debates raging over what this means for the future. Some commentators believe this is a turning point, a moment that could reshape the political landscape entirely. Others warn that without clear answers, public trust may never fully recover. Every revelation only seems to deepen the controversy, as more questions arise than are answered. It's a cycle of outrage, denial, and renewed demands for transparency. As tensions continue to rise, one thing is certain: the people are not backing down. The anger in the streets, the discussions online, and the pressure on leadership are all signs that this is far from over. The UK is at a crossroads, and the next steps taken by both the government and the public will determine what happens next. Will those in power finally provide the clarity that people are demanding, or will this situation spiral even further out of control? One thing is clear: the people have spoken, and they will not be ignored.